Unwinding and having fun can both be achieved by playing video games casually. You may, however, have a video game addiction if you feel that your life is being taken over by your obsession with gaming. A gaming addiction is not something to take lightly. In fact, the World Health Organization has labeled it as a mental health disease called gaming disorder. You can, thankfully, take action to control your addiction. Make an effort to restrict your indulgences and keep active. Don't be scared to ask for help because addictions of all kinds may be very difficult to recover from. Speak to a physician or therapist if you can't get rid of it on your own. In this video we are going to learn how to end a video game addiction. Now let's begin. Number 1. Decide on a time frame for your daily play that you must not go over. It's advised by health professionals that adults should restrict their time spent sitting down, and that children and teenagers should not spend more than 2 hours every day in front of screens. Try establishing concrete time restrictions for yourself each day if you're having trouble with gaming addiction. As an illustration, you might set a daily playtime cap of 30 minutes. Use the timer feature on your phone or another device to help you keep track of how long you spend playing. If you occasionally make a mistake and play for longer than you intended to, don't give up or be too hard on yourself. Making mistakes is completely natural. Think of a solution to prevent it from happening again, such as having a friend contact you to remind you to put the game down. Try to learn from what went wrong. Warning: establishing sensible boundaries can help keep you from becoming completely dependent on anything. But if your gaming addiction is strong, you might have to give it up completely. Number 2. Spare your bedroom from gaming equipment. The temptation to play all night long on a game console, computer, or other gaming device may be greater if you have one of these items in your bedroom than if you don't. To avoid getting sucked into late-night gaming, make your bedroom a screen-free zone. If you have games on your phone, turn it off at night or put it someplace you can't readily access it before bed. The quality of your sleep may suffer if you play games straight before bed. Playing video games in the final few hours before bedtime is not recommended, in addition to keeping your room screen-free. When attempting to break a video game habit, difficulty falling asleep is not uncommon. If you have a hard time going to sleep, don't worry. Spend some time doing something calming and relaxing, such taking a warm shower or meditating for a brief period of time. Number 3. Apply apps or browser extensions to block access to games. By installing apps or browser add-ons, you can restrict the amount of time you can spend playing games on your computer or smartphone. Some applications restrict your access to specific games, while others block you from using your smartphone for a set amount of time. By using PC programs like Game Boss, you can ban or limit access to gaming websites. If you like to play games in your browser, consider using a Chrome or Firefox add-on like LeechBlock or StayFocused. 2 applications, OffTime and BreakFree, can be used to impose time limits on gaming sessions, keep tabs on game activity, or block access to mobile gaming apps. Number 4. Consult your loved ones and friends to assist you stay inside your gaming budget. You should let your loved ones know that you're trying to cut back on your video game time. Ask them to check on you from time to time to make sure you're not playing games when you should be doing other things. For instance, you may urge your friend to contact you over the phone or via text message at a time when you're more likely to start playing your game. Ask the individuals in your life not to play video games on you in order to respect your decision. You may tell your sister, for instance, not to play any video games when you are present. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Try not to feel inferior. Keep it short and sweet. For example, say something like, "Hey, I'm trying to cut back on gaming so much. If I continue playing after 30 minutes, could you please remind me to stop?" Number 5. Use other enjoyable things to divert your attention throughout the day, and think of gaming as a reward for doing other duties. If you have other things to do, you won't grow bored playing games as quickly. Utilize the chance to indulge in old interests or to try something novel and fascinating. Schedule other interesting activities to do during the time you would often spend playing games, such as reading, running, or doing anything outdoors. A good time with friends and family. Taking part in a creative endeavor or hobby. Make a promise to prioritize those critical tasks first. If your gaming is keeping you from doing your homework, chores, or other work that has to be done prior to finishing the other tasks on your daily to-do list, wait before playing any video games. If you have homework to finish and the dishwasher to load, for instance, get those done before you start playing. Number 6. If you typically play video games when you're anxious, consider switching to anything else. Self-care time should be scheduled every day. There is a chance that you could become addicted to gaming if you use it as a way to cope with stress. Spend some time learning some extra coping skills so that you have them available for when you feel overwhelmed. You could, for example, meditate, exercise, yoga, exercise, art, writing, and music are all effective ways to communicate emotions. You may find it difficult to meet your own fundamental demands if you have a serious gaming addiction. You may be tempted to turn to your game for solace if you feel exhausted and ill as a result of not taking care of yourself properly. In order to break your gaming addiction, schedule particular hours each day to consume 3 or more balanced meals daily. If you're an adult, get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. If you're a teen, get 8 to 10 hours. Take a minimum of 30 minutes to exercise. Maintain good hygiene by taking showers and brushing your teeth, for example. Take action on your daily obligations and chores. If you have trouble remembering to carry out these tasks, try setting reminders on your phone or seeking the assistance of a friend or family member. Number 7. To manage your addiction, seek your doctor's advice. If you're struggling to limit your gaming on your own, speak to your doctor. They might be able to point you in the direction of someone who can help or offer you suggestions on how to quit. Though it could be challenging, try to keep in mind that your doctor's goal is to serve as a resource for you. Say something like, "I feel like I play video games way too much, but it's incredibly hard for me to stop. Are you able to offer me any advice?" If you're a child or adolescent, speak with your parents or another responsible adult, such as a school counselor, to schedule an appointment for the assistance you require. They can assist you. If you experience any medical issues, such as dry eyes, headaches, joint or muscle discomfort, or dry eyes and other symptoms, tell your doctor right away. Number 8. If you want to stop engaging in addictive behaviors, try cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. If you have a serious video game addiction, cognitive behavioral therapy may be able to help. CBT focuses on assisting you in identifying and altering unhealthy habits and thinking processes that could be exacerbating your addiction. To find a therapist with experience using CBT to treat addictions, request a recommendation from your doctor. Discover whether your school provides psychological assistance for students if you are a student or are enrolled in college. You may find that family or marriage counseling is helpful if your gaming habits are negatively affecting your relationships. Number 9. If you feel alone in the gaming community, join a group that offers support. Meeting others who are going through similar challenges in group therapy can be quite beneficial. You may feel less alone if you receive support and encouragement from other members of the group. Find out if there are any support groups by asking your physician or therapist. During a group meeting, you and the other participants can discuss challenges, celebrate successes, and provide support to one another. You are not required to engage in the conversation or to speak out. Use online discussion boards and help services like Online Gamers Anonymous, Computer Gaming Addicts Anonymous, or Game Quitters for gamers who are gaming addicts. Number 10. Ask your doctor if there are any medications you can use to reduce your cravings. According to some studies, the antidepressant medication bupropion, Wellbutrin, may be used to treat a video game addiction. If alternative approaches don't work, speak with your doctor or psychiatrist about getting a prescription for bupropion. Sometimes, drug interactions might have detrimental effects. Before starting bupropion or any other medication, make sure your doctor is aware of all the medications and nutritional supplements you are currently taking. Ask your doctor if there are any risks or side effects associated with taking bupropion. Number 11. For a serious addiction, consider rehab. Consider entering a rehabilitation facility if your addiction is so severe that it is impairing your health and other forms of treatment aren't working for you. You may have the option to spend some time in a monitored setting without access to gaming devices at some addiction treatment facilities, so you can detox. You can either ask your doctor for a recommendation or perform an online search for a nearby clinic that treats gaming addiction. Look into outpatient recovery programs if you can't commit to a stay at a treatment center. For the purpose of treating your addiction, these programs may incorporate counseling with additional types of therapy. Don't be afraid or self-conscious about considering treatment, because it takes a lot of courage to seek help for a serious addiction. For instance, you can contact the American Addiction Centers at 1-866-204-2290 for assistance in choosing a treatment facility if you reside in the United States. Number 12. You should take care of any health issues that may be causing your addiction. Other mental health conditions, such depression or anxiety, and video game addiction, frequently coexist. Speak to your physician or therapist if you suspect that you may be suffering from a different mental health issue that is contributing to or exacerbating your addiction. That should make it simpler for you to overcome your video game addiction, because they can assist you in treating those ailments. To manage these issues, your physician or therapist can suggest a regimen that includes both therapy and medication. You are not alone whether you are battling depression, anxiety, or another mental illness. At some point in their life, almost half of all individuals in the US will struggle with a mental health issue. Number 13. Observe any increases in playing time and keep an eye out for any obsessions with particular games. If you find that your thoughts frequently turn to your favorite game, you might be addicted. Consider it if your fascination with the game is keeping you up at night, or even keeping you up throughout the day. It's okay to plan on playing a game or to occasionally think about it if you enjoy it. But if you find that you find yourself thinking about it constantly, even while you're trying to focus on something else, then you may have a problem. If you're addicted, you might find that the only way to feel happy is to play the game for a protracted period of time. Note whether your daily playing time is increasing longer or shorter by keeping track of how long you play each day. While playing, you might find that you lose track of time and play for far longer than you intended to. Number 14. When trying to reduce your gaming time, watch out for symptoms of restlessness or anger. You should also consider whether your gaming is interfering with other aspects of your life. When you try to stop playing games or cut back on how much time you spend playing, you could experience withdrawal symptoms, just as with any other addiction. Observe indicators like this when you can't play. You could feel irritable, anxious, mad, or depressed. If you don't play the game for a time, you may notice changes in your appetite or sleeping habits. You could find it challenging to complete the other things you need or want to do due to your video addiction, such as work, spend time with your family, or take care of your health. Be mindful of any negative effects playing video games may have on your general quality of life, such as you are failing miserably in both your work and your studies, decreasing your interaction with them or disagreeing with them about your gaming preferences, ignoring your own needs, such as those for food, sleep, and hygiene. You stop engaging in any other jobs, hobbies, or pastimes. Number 15. Consider whether you use the game as a way to escape your problems, and keep track of any unsuccessful attempts to stop playing or reduce your time spent on it. It may be an indication of addiction if you repeatedly try to stop playing video games or limit your gaming time, but discover that you keep going back to it. Ask yourself whether you've previously attempted to modify your gaming behavior, but failed. Having trouble ending your gaming habit. Try not to be too severe on yourself. Setbacks are a common part of the process even if you don't have a severe addiction, because habits can be hard to break. You might already be hooked to the game or be in danger of doing so if it has become your primary means of escaping the main sources of stress in your life. Observe yourself if you play the game to divert your attention from issues like guilty, fearful, depressed, or anxious thoughts, home, school, or workplace disputes, general discontentment with your current life circumstances,